my confident and honest Aries friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aries, this week the air around you feels thick with questions that don't quite reach your lips. There's a restlessness beneath your usual drive, as if your instincts sense something shifting just out of sight. Maybe you wake in the night, mind already racing, or you notice small moments when your focus blurs and you catch yourself searching for a feeling you can't quite name. It's not dissatisfaction exactly, more a quiet suspense, a sense that something within you is waiting to be revealed. You're used to knowing what you want, but now there's an undercurrent, a tension between your confidence and a subtle uncertainty that flickers in the background. It's as if you're standing beside a closed door, hand hovering over the handle, not sure if you're ready for what you might find on the other side. You're not lost, but you are in a liminal space, aware that something meaningful is beginning to surface, even if the details are still murky. This, more than anything, is the heart of your week, an invitation to notice what lies beneath your usual certainty and to let yourself linger in the places that feel unresolved. There's a feeling like moonlight catching on the surface of water, soft, shifting, and impossible to pin down. The moon, quietly present in your reading, reflects where you are now, sensitive to undercurrents, aware of things unsaid and half-seen. This is not the bright, brash energy you often claim, but something more delicate, more complex. Perhaps you sense a tug from old fears or dreams, shadows that move in the periphery of your awareness, asking for your attention. You might find yourself replaying old conversations or wondering if you're perceiving things as they truly are, or if your intuition is coloring the facts. There's a subtle emotional tension here, a blend of curiosity and apprehension. You may notice a desire to get to the bottom of something, but each time you reach for clarity, the picture shifts. This isn't a time for bold declarations or quick fixes. Instead, you're called to sit with ambiguity, to trust that your feelings, even the strange or contradictory ones, have a purpose. Memory and imagination mingle, blurring the line between what is and what could be. If you find yourself doubting your instincts or feeling more sensitive than usual to the moods of those around you, know that you are attuned to layers beneath the surface. It's a tender thing to admit you don't have all the answers, yet in this gentle uncertainty you might discover a deeper kind of strength, the ability to hold space for what you don't yet understand. Let yourself breathe here. There's no rush to resolve what is just beginning to emerge. You are present even in the half-light, and that is enough for now. When you live with unanswered questions, the world seems to offer reflections at every turn. This inner state, so quietly alive with possibility, naturally shapes the path in front of you. Instead of clear-cut choices, you find invitations to connect, to share your uncertainty, to test the waters of trust. The longing for clarity draws you toward others, and every encounter has the power to either deepen or soothe the tension you feel. It's through these interactions that the fog lifts, little by little. Your openness, however tentative, is what sets events into motion. The week's path is marked by the energy of the Two of Cups, a moment when connection, whether with another person or a part of yourself, becomes the crucible for change. There's a quiet momentum here, a sense that the pressure you feel is not just internal. You might notice opportunities to share something vulnerable, to reach out for understanding or companionship. There could be moments when you hesitate, unsure if the timing is right, but the pressure to remain silent grows heavier than the risk of speaking. Friction emerges not as open conflict, but as that subtle tension between wanting to be seen and fearing you'll be misunderstood. Some days, even small gestures, a shared glance, a gentle question, carry surprising weight. The world seems to respond to your openness, and you may find yourself drawn into conversations or situations that reflect your inner questioning. This isn't about grand gestures or sweeping reconciliations. It's about presence. The simple act of allowing someone to glimpse your uncertainty, whether through a confession, a laugh, or a quiet sigh, creates ripples. These ripples invite others to meet you where you are, and in that meeting something shifts. The week is not without its pressures, the need to maintain appearances, the discomfort of being partially seen, the challenge of letting the truth emerge in its own time. Yet through each interaction, the tension you carry becomes a little less heavy. You may not solve every puzzle, but you begin to sense that clarity is a shared experience, shaped by the way you show up alongside others. The path unfolds in real time, one honest moment at a time. It's only by letting yourself be present in these exchanges, by leaning into the awkward, the incomplete, the almost, does the full potential of this week begin to reveal itself. If you try to force answers or rush toward certainty, the opportunity slips away. But if you meet each moment with awareness, conscious of both your vulnerability and your courage, the energy around you shifts. The future is not fixed. It responds to your willingness to be real, even when the outcome is unknown. The Five of Wands appears here not as a warning, but as an invitation. Growth this week looks less like a smooth ascent and more like a series of honest, sometimes messy attempts to bring your inside world into conversation with the outside. There may be moments of misunderstanding, or times when your desires clash with those of others. Disagreement or tension is not failure, it's part of the process. Every time you allow your true thoughts and feelings to surface, you engage in the creative friction that leads to real understanding. This isn't about winning or proving your point. It's about discovering what's possible when you show up as you are, even if it means not everyone agrees or sees things your way. The gift in this is not resolution, but resilience. As you move through these small conflicts or moments of confusion, you become more fluent in your own language, more able to distinguish what matters most to you from what can be let go. The invitation is simple: stay with the process. Trust that clarity comes not from having all the answers, but from being willing to ask better questions and to listen, first to yourself, then to those around you. In the push and pull, something essential finds its form. You might not notice it right away, but by the end of the week you'll feel a shift. Not because everything is settled, but because you are more at home in the midst of change. All three cards gather now, their threads weaving into a single living story. You began in moonlight, uncertain, attuned to things beneath the surface, feeling the quiet pull of questions you couldn't yet articulate. That gentle unrest led you toward connection, towards moments of honesty with yourself and with others. In every shared glance, every attempt to understand and be understood, you found the world reflecting your own searching gaze. And as you moved into the week's unfolding, you discovered that friction is not the enemy, it's the birthplace of clarity. Every awkward conversation, every small misunderstanding, every time you felt exposed or unsure became a stone on the path toward greater self-understanding. You learned that resolution is not always immediate, and that you can hold space for ambiguity without losing yourself. The week does not end with all questions answered, but with a deeper sense of trust in your own process. You are not defined by your doubts, nor by your victories. You are defined by your willingness to stay present, to keep showing up, to let your truth find its voice even when it shakes. In this there is peace, a quiet reassurance that you are exactly where you need to be, moving forward one real moment at a time. Actionable insights for Aries this week. This week's emotional theme invites you to experiment with letting uncertainty be a companion rather than an obstacle. Try letting a small doubt or question simply exist, without needing to fix it right away. Notice how it feels to share a passing thought or feeling with someone you trust, even if it's incomplete. Give yourself a few quiet moments to sit with what feels unresolved, just to see what it reveals. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I breathe in uncertainty and I stay present. What I feel is real, even if it shifts. Each honest moment brings me closer to myself. I trust my process, right here, right now. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.